Don't want to leave Disney World? Want to live at Disney World? I'll make it a realty reality. Everything from Dr. Phillips to Davenport, Claremont to Kissimmee, Winter Garden or Windermere, and Disney's own celebration at Golden Oak. I'm Realtor Victor Nawrocki, and right now it's Disney at your doorstep. Hey! Well, this is the first live cast I've done from my house, and the first one didn't go very well. So, and because there's not much going around in real estate that I can't go and do many live tours, I decided today to do a conversation talking about the area with one of my potential customers, and Patty is going to come on right now. Hey, Pat, how are you? Oh, anyway, we already have apparently 24 people watching.
Fabulous.
So, yes. And Alyssa and Neil is one of my customers, and maybe they'll come on one day and talk about homes. Timothy is watching. Tom is watching. April. So I really wanted to show the back of my house out here. Let's see if I get out of the way, it might clear up. But that's my backyard now. And once I get the technology down a little bit more, I'll be able to do some live streams from that. But I think everybody has seen, hey, Marie, hello. I think everybody has seen my what my house looks like. I think you've seen it 100 times. Now with everything that's going on, I'm going like, well, how am I going to pay for this?
Really?
Well, who knows? I think the future's, I always think the future's bright, and we'll see what happens. I think people just have to be more cautious and just hold back for a little bit and
work out.
You know, the most important thing right now is everyone's health. So Lee Jane is in. Victor, you gave me good information so we can move there from Nevada. Terrific. Jennifer, hello. Hey, Jennifer, if you and your husband would like to be on a live stream with me one time, I think, because you've got some diverse needs of what you're looking for. So what I'm talking to Pat about today is, Pat, you live right now in New Jersey, right?
I'm in New Jersey.
And what is it, like 38 degrees there, right?
No, we're about between 50 and 55 degrees.
Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad. Yeah.
It's cloudy. It's drizzly. It's wet. So it just adds to the ambiance that is New Jersey.
Yeah. Well, I love New Jersey. I'm from New Jersey. I love New Jersey, especially in the times that there's nobody here, which is like May and September.
Right.
The beaches aren't crowded, but they're warm. And, and you can go to Cape May is my favorite. Wildwood. I mean, those places are.
They're absolutely empty.
Sad to say. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are really empty. But that is my childhood. That's everything I remember in my childhood is, they don't have anything like that here. It's all, Boardwalk Hotel is a recreation of that. But I'm like going, boy, it was never this nice. But I really, really love the Jersey coast and everything like that. So, but the weather is, my license plate is NJ too cold.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, absolutely. Yesterday, it was a wonderful thing. It stayed out for a matter of hours. It's kind of like the rain down in Florida. It rains for about 2-3 hours and then it goes away.
Yeah.
We get the sun for about 2-3 hours and then it goes away. So it's kind of like polar opposites.
You forget about those rainy seasons that we have here until it starts again, and you're going, wait, it's because like we haven't had rain for the longest time And then, you'll have like these downpours at 4 to 6 o'clock, and it's just pouring. And you're like, but you get used to it. You just have to always, have a raincoat with you.
I did hear thunder for the first time yesterday, though.
So we have, I get used to our weather. People say sometimes it's too hot in the summer, but I'm like, you have air conditioning. You just,
Exactly.
I mean, you're not planning on going gardening,
I would hope not. Seriously, but no, that's pretty much it up here. It's sunny for like about 6 hours during the day. I'm usually working, so I don't get to see it too much, and then it's cloudy for about 3 days.
Okay, well, we already have a good question here from Linda. So before we get started, she's asking, what are the best builders? Okay, and that is a question that is very subjective, because best might be the best price, or best might be the highest quality home with all the features that you could want. Teresa's asking a question, and we'll get back to her. So the one thing I say is, all builders here, and this is what my inspectors will say to me. They'll say all builders have to build to the current code. So everybody has to follow the code of how the roof is put together and how the windows are. I like to buy houses that are built after 2009 because they'll have double pane windows, and they'll have improved insulation and better structure because they've adapted to the hurricanes of 1994.
Okay.
So, can you still hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. Okay. So let me ask you with you saying that, do you have to carry hurricane insurance down there with all the?
Very good question. Insurance here, my house, which has a value of a lot more money than I thought I was going to spend, but I haven't paid in the last 3 years more than $1,000 in insurance. And it will have like a $200. Let me think. The deductible is like $5,000 on hurricane. So if you have a hurricane, they'll pay everything after $5,000.
Okay.
So I can kind of feel that that's not too bad. Mm-hmm. But, so if you get $5,000 worth of damage to your roof, they're not paying for it.
Right.
But that rarely happens. If you got hurricane, you're getting the roof gone or not,
That was we were wondering.
Yeah, the insurance here, I think, is very, very fair priced. And surprisingly, I was one of the things I was really surprised. Now, I was with an insurance agent that I thought was really, really good. And they were at $1,700 a year. And I thought, that was crazy. So once I found another agency, I brought it down to the $900 a year. I didn't say $900 a month, did I?
No, you didn't.
Gotta be careful. Sometimes, once I said that, but and the other thing that's great about living in this area, coming from where you are, your taxes are going to be okay. Alyssa and Neil, who are in New York, are saying that their insurance is way cheaper than ours. Your taxes are going to be significantly reduced in general. I can't, one of my customers had the same value house that they bought here, and they're paying $4,000 here, and we're paying $14,000 where they came from.
We're paying about $7,000 here, close to $7,000 here.
And what we're looking for for you, I think, is it going to be in the 3,000, 3,500 range, I believe.
For what?
For your taxes on the houses that we've been looking at.
I almost don't know what to say.
Well, the other thing is that you're not going to be paying any state taxes.
Right.
On your, here, and we don't have state taxes either. So it's a very, I would say it's a more, I don't like to talk in general, but it's a more economical place to live.
Okay.
More economical.
Okay.
Yeah. But some other states have great things too. I know New Hampshire and Nevada don't pay state taxes. And there's, I think, 4 other states that don't have state taxes.
Right.
So Alyssa and Neil are saying they pay $15,000 in taxes in Nassau County. And Kate is saying hi. Hey, Kate. So now, we've already gone 13 minutes. Okay, so
Yeah.
Does anyone have any additional questions before we move on? Okay, if you do, just ask. Just go ahead and ask. Now, there's different ways that we can arrange to buy a house. You can buy a new construction, okay, and which I've sold more new construction. Hey, Pat, I've sold more new construction this year than I have in any other year before it. In fact, I haven't had many resales. I'd have 1 resale this year. And
people just aren't selling their homes, or what are your thoughts?
No, people are selling their homes, but when I first started down here, if you were selling your existing home, you were competing with foreclosures.
Okay.
Most of the houses, 40% of the houses that were sold in like Davenport in 2009 were foreclosures. So you're competing against this lower price that looked good on paper, so people were going to that first.
Okay.
And it's hard to compete when you've got a beautiful, well-kept house, and here's a house that's inexpensive. Everybody, so now foreclosures being 1% or 2% of the marketplace, it's really a non-issue, and also they're very run down. They haven't been, so it's an easy oversell to go the $40,000, $50,000 more.
Okay.
But there's so much new construction here that, like, one of my customers, we were looking at houses in the 320 range. And I said, no, you have to go to new construction. You have to go to new construction. And he went, researching on his own, found one, gave me a call, and it was one of the easiest deals I ever had. But he said, yes, you told me I have to look at new construction, and he found it like that.
Right.
So new construction is not as overpriced as you would expect.
Okay.
But like when I bought my house, well, I had to put $2,000 worth of ceiling fans in. It didn't have a fence in the back. There were things that an established house would have put in.
Right.
Also, I've got a 1-year full warranty. Everything is brand new if it breaks down. Mm-hmm. So that's a benefit of the new construction. And so I think when we're looking at these things, we're going to be primarily looking at new construction, because down the street from where you're buying, there might be $220,000, $230,000 for a 15-year-old house, which has a 15-year-old roof and a 15-year-old air conditioner.
Right.
And if that's not reflected in the price, you might as well go new.
Okay, so here's probably my biggest worry at this point in time. You know that I was going to come down and we were going to meet up in May. We had this all situated out.
Yeah.
We fell through. Now, the way that my schedule is working, we're not coming down until October. is this whole thing just like pushing the whole market back? What's your thoughts?
Well, first of all, you have to think of your health first. So I wouldn't be even considering or being concerned about not coming down. It is what it is. So a lot of people are not buying. They're all holding off. They can't show properties. So waiting is fine. When you come down in October, we could find a house. I found them in a couple of days. But that's why it's good to, look on the internet and look at the pictures and start to figure out exactly what you need.
Right.
Then you go in there, like I took one customer in and I said, we're going to go to Serenoa first. And then they said, that's it. We don't want to see anything else. This is exactly the way you showed it to me before. So I don't have a problem with you coming down in October and buying an inventory or waiting to build a new construction. I really don't. You got to think about your health. Now, you might be able to get a cheap flight and come down for 2 days if there's something really good to look at, but never come to look for one house.
Right.
And Joe's one of my customers who bought he bought a great resale with a pool.
I think with Joe on Facebook.
Oh, great. He's saying just keep looking all the time. So you never know. Okay, so let's see. Many of the resales are priced very close to the price. Yeah. Many of the resales, Alyssa and Neil are saying the resales are priced very close to the new construction. Okay.
Right.
Are you saying? Donna is saying, are you saying Davenport is not a good place to buy? No, I never said that. They had a lot of foreclosures in a certain point of time. There's some terrific communities in Davenport. In fact, I want to show you Providence. Providence has some great opportunities. It's not an over 55 community. And then there's, where else is it? There's Del Webb in Providence, which is good.
Yeah, I know that when you had sent me my portal has a couple of properties in Davenport that I had actually saved to my portal for us to look at in May when I was supposed to come down. But whatever happens, and we'll deal with it as we go on. But for me, it's about location.
Yes.
Location first, and then model is second, because you and I had spoken, and I do have specifics that we had spoken about.
Well, I'm going to go to this. Okay. So now I've changed it to a map, if you see up there. Okay. And hopefully, you could see my little mouse. Okay.
Yep.
I'm going to put my mouse right at Coronado Springs. Okay. So Coronado Springs is right here at the corner of Western Way and Buena Vista. You're familiar with Coronado Springs, right?
So yeah, my husband is more, but
okay. Well, this is Coronado Springs at the corner of Western Way. Okay, here we go. This is Western Way. So this is the west entrance of Disney. Most people are familiar with the east entrances off the I-4, off the I-4. Yeah, all of them are off the I-4. But this entrance, and then the 192, there's some off the 192. But this entrance is very underused. And now there's another entrance up by Reams Road in Windermere. But this entrance right now is probably the most active in far as construction in the area. They're building the new Flamingo Crossing. Which is a big shopping plaza. There's going to be several hotels there, 5 or 6 or 7. It's like crazy. There's how much is going on there. But it's going to be a Disney Springs light,
Okay.
like Target and more of the things that you would use every day as opposed to Disney Springs.
Okay.
Okay. But if you continue on that road, Western Way, it goes here. If you see my mouse right here, this is connecting to right here, which is Serenoa.
Oh, okay.
So that's going to be completed in 2021. And the contractor's contract says that if they're not completed by April, they're going to be paying fines. So they have to be done by April. Absolutely. So this is now normally when people say they want to live near Claremont, near Disney, Claremont is my third or fourth choice because you have to go south down the 27, then east, then up the 192, which was a toll road, and then into Western Way. Now you just cut right through when that gets opened.
Gotcha.
So for people who want to live near Disney World but don't want the high price tag of Winter Garden and Windermere and Dr. Phillips and some sections of Kissimmee, now there's a whole new opportunity there with several different developments that are right there. So that is a really, really burgeoning area, but nobody really knows it's there because there's no direct road.
Right.
So once now, right here, if you see by my mouse, is a new community MI Homes is building. And it's right in the old orange groves and all that. So there are communities that are going to be built all along here. So there's a lot of opportunity in there.
Okay.
So, okay. But you're looking specifically for maybe an over 55 community, right?
My husband is retired, and that's what he wants. He wants an over 55 community, and I'm fine with that. I'm fine. That's what he wants. Which was another reason why, when we came down to talk with you in May, you would speak more with him, and he was going to let you know all this stuff, and then y'all could talk between the 2 years. But it is what it is.
Okay.
He was very excited to come down. He wants to look at properties. He wants to go golfing. He wants to have the clubhouse. He just wants that life. He just wants that life. Life per se.
There's certainly, an over 55 with golf at the price point we discussed would be further away, like 45 minutes away from Disney.
Okay.
But there are golf courses in that area that you can go to and be a member of. Absolutely.
There are. And I think there's 3 of them that I researched that are around the Serenoa area. I've been looking, and he just wants that life because, plus the ability to go to Disney, like you said, to go to dinner or to go to, because that's what we saw when we went down there last October. I literally met people on the Skyliner and on the boat, and they were residents, and they were my age residents that were, we're here for dinner. We just come for dinner once in a while. And they hang out, or they go here, they go there, and then they leave and go home. And I just thought, oh my God, I just want that. That's what I want to do.
Exactly.
And that's when we started getting serious about things. Was last October. So that's when we really started thinking about it.
Well, now here's an example. Now I'm going to see if we have some questions before we go in there. Okay. So if I own a house you would have to sell and then rent.
Possibly.
Okay. Maria's asking if she'd have to sell first and rent in Florida till she can find a home. Not necessarily, no. A lot of my customers are able to. If you're building new, you can make it contingent upon the sale of your home.
Right.
And builders are very pragmatic. They know the market. They'll look at their house. They'll look at what you're pricing it for. They'll talk to your agent, and then they'll say, okay, yeah, that is viable. But you could be, if you have a mortgage on one and you're going to get a mortgage on the other, that would be difficult.
Right.
But you could always get a mortgage on the second home and pay it off later on. But I am not giving financial advice. It depends on your own individual needs. So please talk to a mortgage lender and not your realtor. Your realtor will always tell you, go ahead and buy it. Yeah. Okay. Gabriel is asking, is Winter Park or Winter Garden? Winter Garden is the up and coming area. Winter Park is more sedate and built out. It's north of Orlando. Beautiful area, lots of restaurants. There's Winter Haven, Winter Garden, Winter Park, Winter Springs. I love Winter Garden because that's where I live. And I came from Celebration. So Donna is asking if there's over 55 resales. And yes, there are. And you can definitely buy an over 55 that is a resale. There's a lot on the market in Solavita, and they're really, really good prices, I think. The only problem is, and this is something that I learned only recently, really, is that when you buy new construction, and you could buy it under 55 in an over 55 community when it's new construction, because they allow 20% to buy being under 55. But resales, you have to be over 55. Victor, is there any homes close to Orlando that is not in an over 55 community? Yes. Yes, 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 because there's only about 6 over. There's a couple other ones, but I would say there's 6 primary over 55 communities, and then 5 more that are only resales. So yeah, there's I would say probably about a dozen over 55 communities. But when you've got hundreds of communities, that's not a lot. So, but definitely there's over 55 communities that are out there. Okay, so anybody else looking for an inventory home makes it easier? Yeah, here's the thing about inventory. So when you're ready to buy, you can either buy a lot and then you tell them what model design you want to build, and then you can build from scratch. If it's inventory, that means they've already got a permit for that lot for what they're going to build there. And it could already be started, or it could already be a day before completion, So anywhere in there, it's called inventory. And those are the ones that you probably get from a new construction builder, where you have the biggest opportunity to get a little off the price. But in most cases, they've already determined the colors inside and the complete design for the inside, and you can't make any changes to it. So you have to accept whatever it is. So that would be an inventory home. So and that makes it a lot easier because the permitting process could always be held up. And so can the building. But my permitting process was held up for an extra month and a half.
Why?
Because they changed architectural firms in the middle.
Oh.
So I was just like, I was chomping at the bit. When are you going to start? When are you going to start?
Yeah, really.
I couldn't wait. And then, but I've also had it where they made a mistake on the designs, and that got held up a couple of months. So you never know. It's so much easier when the permit is pulled, then you're just moving ahead. So the Palms at Serenoa is really good opportunity, and I can't wait to show that one to you. Because if you're looking at right here, we're looking at one model that is, it starts at $231,990. Okay, so that for a 1,400 square foot, 2 bedrooms, 1 bath with a flex. Let's look at the floor plan. Oops. Why didn't it go to the floor plan? Okay. If I don't get it in the next second, floor plan. Well, it's not going there. Oh, there we go. So it's got a flex space, a master bedroom at 1,400 square feet for $231.
Right.
Okay. But you have to remember all the prices that the builder puts on there are the base level price.
Okay.
Always. Always. The additions are going to be your design center and your lot, generally. And any, and any other features that you want, that you end up putting in there.
Now, what's the design center again?
Well, 2 things I want to tell you about the design center. When I went to my design center, I knew exactly what I wanted. And I went there with my sister because I need support, and we bought everything. So basically what they do is they say, these are the type of cabinets you can have. This is included and this is extra. Because obviously you're going to have kitchen cabinets with a certain type of countertop. You're going to have vanities in your bathrooms and toilets and everything like that. And those are the base level. That's included. But if you want a little better, then you add on. It's a design center feature.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, but what's great about this builder here is that they're saying, oh, you want quartz and better cabinets and this and tile floor in the wet areas? It's this price. That's it. You got 4 choices, not 15 or 100.
Gotcha.
And it just brings down the price. Now, sure, you may walk into your neighbor's house and it looks exactly like yours house, but does that really matter if it's difference of $30,000? I would rather have the house that looks exactly like my neighbor's inside and save the money.
Absolutely.
So really, Mike is saying hello. And Maria's saying, and you always want the extras. Yeah. Because when they present it to you, what are you going to do? Say no?
Yeah, I know.
You just go, oh, okay. And then all of a sudden it adds up. And one of the things I wish I had done was when I was there, anytime I added to my price, I would have written it down and what the price was. So what the feature was and what I'm paying. Because they have it on their list, but it's like their list looks like, it's like that. so that you're like going, well, wait a minute, what do I pay? So you have it right there. Anything that raises the price, write it down.
Gotcha.
And then go home and go, now. So I'm glad. I love it. I love everything that I bought, but I wish it was cheaper, but it's not.
Of course. All right.
Gabriel's been saying I've been actually thinking of a new place just because of the newer storm-proof upgrades they offer. Okay. In 2009, Windows improved. Okay. And they became double pane. And that's mostly for, according to my inspectors, mostly for heat, so that you can, because I put my hand against those windows and I don't feel any heat at all because it's double pane. So they have gas in the middle and 2 panes of glass, but it really isn't hurricane proof. These are up to like 120. So a lot of people think, oh, the double pane windows is for hurricanes. No, it's for the electricity.
Okay.
Yes, it is for heating and cooling, mostly cooling.
Okay.
I'm never worried about heating here. 2 days out of the year you use heat. Anyway, but okay, so let me see if I haven't answered your question, it's because I haven't seen it because we've got a lot of stuff coming in. Okay, I mentioned it. Well, you know what? A lot of Northerners are surprised. Gabriel's saying he's a Northerner. So a lot of Northerners are very surprised that we don't have gutters on most of our roofs. So because here's the thing with gutters. Like we were saying earlier, the rain pours so darn fast here. It overflows the gutter very quickly. So I always say if a gutter is going to protect people coming into your house, then you get gutters. Like if it's right over the entryway and things like that. So if the water's coming down, so it's going to pour and they can't get through to your front door and you don't want wet guests, then you get gutters there. But the thing is,
you can get gutters though. You do have gutters, right?
Most of the time, no. Most of the time, no. But you don't, here's the thing. I don't have gutters on my house. If I see that water is piling in one area, then I'll get gutters there. Because the water is going to come down, it's going to hit the sand and drain in.
Okay. We're just used to things being so different.
Now, many of my customers do get gutters, but they're usually Northerners. I've had gutters on my houses that I've bought resale, and I'll look out the window and the water's still pouring over the gutters because it's coming so fast. Yeah. So, I say, if you're used to gutters and you want them, you can get them at the design center. Okay. The houses in Florida, do they have double pane windows? If they're built after 2009, yes. If they're built before that, probably not. I've only seen a couple of houses built before then. And anything built before 2009, you have to remember, you have to really look at the roof and you have to look at the air conditioning because both of those have lifespans, 10 years for, air conditioning. A roof could be, if you're lucky, 15, 20. But once that's why at this point, resales are something to additionally look at. Don't just think that they're not going to be at your price point.
Right.
But now I want to also show you. Okay, move from screen, done. And I'm getting the hang of this. Okay. Okay, good. So we got the map up again.
Okay.
All right. Now I want to show you another community that is not an over 55. And I have sold in there this year 3 different houses. I've sold more houses in this community. In fact, they're all on the same street. Anyway, I just love it because it's so funny because like I didn't introduce the people to each other, and I'm looking on Facebook, and there's this picture of them going to Disney World together.
Friend.
And I was like, okay, that's one of my customers. Oh, curtain drain around the house. Oh, that's very interesting, Gabriel. I'd like to learn about that. He's saying that you're an excellent French drain or curtain drain around the house for excess water. Yeah, but you know what? We don't get a lot of excess water here because all your houses are basically on sand. So it's something after you're here for a while, you could go and, look into getting your, I'm sorry, not thinking, into getting drains. Okay, so here we are. This is Western Way, where I was talking to you about earlier. Mm-hmm. This is the 429. Okay, I'm on it all the time, and I can never remember the number. Okay, but you can go down Western Way to Avalon, and you're still just about 10 minutes from Disney. And down this road, this here is still Kissimmee. This is Davenport. This is Claremont. And I'll tell you, people who want to live near Disney don't even know where these things are because they've never rented a car, driven around. They may have seen International Drive and the Loop. None of those places I'd like to live in. Okay. So right down Western Way, Avalon Road to West Side Drive is a great area with 2 developments. One is called Magnolia, and the other is Murano. And we'll just look at Murano real quick. Let's see. Okay. So Murano is a really, let me see. I'm gonna. Okay. Wait. There we go. Okay. All right. Hopefully that's going to work. Move from stream. Share screen. There we go. Okay. Now we were also talking about the possibility of you getting a townhome.
Correct.
Right? Okay. And there's also the possibility of a villa for you too, as well. And I'll go over that before we close up. Here you have townhomes about 10 to 15 minutes from Disney World in a really nice community. Mm-hmm. Schools right across the street. Right up the street are the grocery stores. And your Target and all your stuff. And then you're just a couple minutes from Flamingo Crossing. Mm-hmm. But you're in 230s for a single family townhome. And here's 244 for 3 bedrooms, 1,600 square feet for an N unit. Now, the thing is, if you're at the over 55 age group, you may not want a bunch of stairs. So that may be something to think about.
Right.
But they also have, and there's nothing listed right now, you can also order, or new construction, a single family home starting in the 260s, 270s. Now, one thing I want to mention is earlier I said the things you're going to be additions are the design center and the lot premium.
Now, what's the lot premium?
Glad you asked. Okay. It's something when you're first starting in real estate, nobody mentions to you. And then you go to your first meeting and you're like, oh, great. Okay. So when you buy your house and you say, okay, this is where I want it. And say it right now, I paid a lot premium for this because I face the water. I have nobody in the back. So that's extra. So in a single family home, if you're back to back with another unit, honestly, I don't believe there should be a lot premium for that. But sometimes they do. Maybe it's 5,000, maybe it's 10. And then if you have, like my one customer bought, I love their view. Oh my God, it was so beautiful. They were up high. They looked down onto the pond, and then they looked out to the community center. And another person who bought new construction had a beautiful one where they looked out onto the pond and the golf course and the clubhouse. It was absolutely the most beautiful view I've ever sold. But they pay a lot premium for that. You know, so if it doesn't matter to you, score. You know, if it doesn't matter what your view is, that is terrific.
Right.
But if it does, you know, then you want to remember, you know, it's going to come with a premium price for it.
Right.
So when you go in to buy and I'm with you, I'm always asking, okay, can you please show us the ones without a lot premium first? And I always think they should have something available that does not have a lot premium, because otherwise that entry level price point is a lie.
Mm-hmm.
Because otherwise they're saying, well, all of our lot premiums start at 10,000. Well, then why are you saying you start 10,000 below that? I don't like that.
Right.
You know, everybody's got a gimmick. It's like Gypsy. They all got a gimmick. So I always say, just go in there with an open mind that is not exactly the price you're going to pay. Now, I do like townhouses because generally they put them on the less expensive lots. So generally they don't have a lot premium or a big lot premium.
Right.
So, but it also, hey, there's a lot of stairs your bedroom's always, most of the time is going to be upstairs if you're buying a townhouse. But where are you going to get something for $239? $239. You know, it's got a 1-car garage, but it's got a large car pad. So that is an interesting opportunity, I think. And it's right near Disney. And we were talking earlier that for us who want to live near Disney, I would love to have cut my price down by 30%. Absolutely loved it. But I would have had to be an hour out from Disney to get this size house.
Sure. I understand.
So when the fireworks start again, they're going to be right there.
They'll be back.
They'll be back. They'll be back.
They'll be back soon.
I can seriously not believe that I bought a house to look at the fireworks.
I'm still looking at the replay.
9 years, they've never shut them off until I moved in.
I look at the replays.
Oh, good. I'll be doing a replay tonight. But man, I have commemorative mugs because I'm inviting my customers over. My sister is volunteering that one thing you should really remember when you come out here is you're not going to have the storage space that you probably have right now, because you will not have basements.
That is fabulous. I don't have a basement as it is. I have a crawl space, but I have an attic.
Yes.
It has just become like a catch-all.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it needs to go. It needs to be gone. And right now I'm living in a 4-bedroom house with 2 of us in here, and we need to downsize. And we just, I'm on an enormous piece of property in the enormous house. And I just don't want to be here anymore. I want to be with the fireworks. So.
Well, you know what? The first community that I mentioned to you, Serenoa, you can see the fireworks over the trees from certain areas.
I am so waiting for that. I will wait for it.
Yeah, it's worth the wait. Now, I do think that when that road gets through, you're gonna start seeing a lot more people coming in. Right now, they don't have any inventory homes, so it's going to be a while before they release them. So, which may be good for you.
Yeah,
I think they're not going to release them until like May or something. And also, you have to remember that when people are planning 8 months ahead, sometimes their plans change and they've already ordered a home and they back out.
right.
That's where there's an opportunity.
Right. True.
Because that goes back to the seller, and then but everything's been decided and inside, and then you're ready to go.
True. Right.
Bill is saying, I'm casually looking for a townhouse within 20 minutes of Disney to rent to vacationers until we move down full time. What towns do you recommend? Davenport, Kissimmee, and Claremont. They have to be, the town itself has to allow the zoning of short-term rental, which our governor just said you cannot rent short-term for the next 2 weeks. So those 3 towns allow that. Okay. Then the community itself has to allow for a short-term rental. So the thing is, you do have, I'm actually going to be having a class on this next week. Bill, if you want to be my guest, like Patty's doing for me, I'll have you on, because I want to talk about what things you need to know before you buy one of those properties. There's some that are very good, and there's some that'll be a money pit. There's some communities that I wouldn't even sell to you unless I sign a disclaimer first that I warned you. And Dan is made to the Dan is making a good point that when you buy, if you need more space, Dan is one of my customers. Dan, did you buy a 3-car garage home? I think you, oh yeah, you did. Because it has one on the other side. Yeah. Okay, so that you could use for extra storage space. So if you don't mind lizards crawling over your phone. I'm like, I don't leave anything that's not sealed in my garage. Because you gotta really shake it out.
Okay.
Anyway, so, and Alyssa and Neil are saying that Disney is planning on opening in June. So
that's what I heard.
Please be safe. Be safe. Anyway, so any other questions? It's the same. Lots of. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. So Marie is saying it's the same. A lot of people in the over 55s do want to downsize. That's another thing I want to mention to you about the over 55. I've sold one of these units where it's a villa. It's called a villa, but it's sort of like a 1-story townhome. So you own one side and another owner owns the other side. 2 bedrooms, flex space, under 230, if I remember correctly. So that's what I want to show you when you come out here, because I think you may like that.
Okay.
You know, things are covered in your HOA fees. So it's more lock and leave than a normal home, more lock and leave. But townhomes are really like a condo, very lock and leave, you know, where you could just you don't have to worry about the landscaping or anything like that. It's all handled. So, okay. Any other questions before I go? Oh, you know what? I had a question that came in. They said, if I buy a home, would you hook me up with a lawyer? Okay. And my answer was, yes, of course I would. But you don't need one. Because where you are a lien state. So when you sit down at the closing table, there's a lawyer representing you and a lawyer representing the other side, generally, right? Or you could just have the one lawyer do it. But you both have lawyers. Here we have a title company, and you'll see them as you drive through, title companies and all this, and they handle the entire process. So it makes it, I find it makes it much easier. But if you want someone to look over your documents and explain them to you, I'm legally bound not to do that. So I give you this document and I cannot explain it to you. I have to go, what do you think it means? I'm sort of like a psychiatrist. Well, what does that mean to you? What do you think it means? But they're very self-explanatory in Florida. I mean, they're all the same. But if you want a lawyer to explain it to you, I think that's a great, listen, just don't hand them your escrow money, and because they're always tight-fisted with it and send it in at the very last minute, and that really annoys me. So, anyway, so Patty, we talked twice as long as I thought we would. Did you get some good information?
I did.
Oh,
I did. I feel a little bit better. So I'll go pass it on to my husband, and we'll be sure to stay in touch, I'm sure.
Yeah, when you're ready, what I usually do is with people like you is if there's several communities, is we do a quick run into 4 different communities to look at them. You know, and if you're not buying right then on the first trip,
right.
Of course, I'm not encouraging people who don't want to buy to come down and have me take the day with them, but what I would say is we'll go in and what I did with one customer the other day, before this all happened, was we ran into the first community because I put top on their list. And then when we were going to the second community, they went, no, I've seen what I want to see. This is perfect. So, you know, I think it's just a matter of, you know, getting a good overview of what's available.
I think so too.
And then let me tell you why that helps. Say you see, like we saw the Bowen model, that was the one I put up on the screen.
Right.
And say we see that and you go, you know what? I like that model. And I go out with a camera, live stream from the lot, and you buy it over the phone when you're ready. And I've done that so many times that, you know, so you may not be ready to buy right now when you come out the first visit with me, but when you are ready and you are ready to commit, I'm out there with my phone. What do you think? This is going to be your view. This is going to be the back of your house. This is the front of your house. And you already know the model.
Gotcha.
So that's where it helps. And I'm always there to help you with stuff like that. So in fact, I enjoy that. You know, I don't mind being on camera.
Gotcha.
Okay. Well, good. So if you have any other questions, just email me. And anybody who's watching, please like my Facebook page at Nawrocki Realtor. I didn't even put up any of the banners. Oh, I guess all right. No, I didn't put up it. We had such good conversation. I didn't need to. Okay, terrific. So at Nawrocki Realtor, Nawrocki Realtor, and you'll find me on Facebook, like my Facebook page, and vicvid.com for my videos. So I've been holding back on doing the live streams from houses and stuff. I may start it like in a week, 2 weeks. I'll be doing a lot of rebroadcasts for right now. So anyway. All right. Well, Pat, thank you so much. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you for having me.
Okay. We'll be in touch. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.